Howdy, and welcome to Chapter 2. In Chapter 2, we're going to talk about trends in human resource management, and this is what makes HRM so exciting, I think, and dynamic, is that it's always changing. There's always something going on. There are new laws being enacted. Just think of the recent events in the past, say, 3 months or so, and then think of how that impacts the workplace. So all these things are continuously changing, and I always liked it when I was in HR because I'm a person who likes change. So that's kind of what makes it more fun, at least it was for me, I think. So think about some of the recent events and how that impacts the workplace as we go through this chapter. So I want you to recognize and identify current trends and identify how HRM can support organizations and create a high-performance work system based upon these trends. We're going to talk about empowerment and its role in the organization. How can HR people support strategies that encourage growth, quality, and efficiency? How can human resource management support organizations internationally? We won't talk about that this week because in Chapter 16, which we're going to do next, we'll talk about it there. And I put it out of order because I thought that went along with trends because a current trend is international HR. Lastly, technology and how the employment relationship is changing due to all the current trends. So watch the videos posted in the module, several videos about trends and things that are going on. What areas do you think are most important? Or maybe we didn't really capture all the current trends because it's changing so quickly. What other trends do you think are important? Please go to the Catbert Cafe discussion board and post some things there and let's talk about it. That would be fun. So some of the changing demographics, there are more women in the workforce, and think about what this means in the workforce. It means that we need policies and procedures that support women. We need things like training programs and mentorship and possibly additional benefits concerning, on-site daycare or flex time or different things like that. But kind of think about that. Um, Also, the workforce is getting older. We now have several generations at one time working in the workforce. Think about that, how that's going to impact you as a younger person when you go in the workforce and you're managing people, possibly your grandparents' age. It can be very challenging, but older people also bring a lot of institutional knowledge to the workforce, a lot of wisdom and work ethic. So I think about those things. So we have multiple generations at work, and I thought this was an interesting chart. I found this, I didn't make it, but we have now 5 generations in the workplace. Okay, so, and each one's a little bit different. Let's kind of think about that. What are some strategies that we need to work with people of different generations? Okay. I particularly like this one, speaks to communication and how generations communicate differently. In the first generation, senior generation, they say they want things in writing. The baby boomers, they want to talk on the phone. Gen Xers want to email, and Gen Yers, and I think Zs as well, if you can attest to this, you like to text. Okay, so we all have kind of different communication styles. We have to take that into account when we're communicating in the workplace across all these various generations. So if you're a traditional student, you're Generation Z, and it just leads to a whole different set of challenges in how employers will deal with your generation as you enter the workplace. We also have a more diverse workforce, and we'll spend some time talking about diversity and what makes a diverse workforce and some of the challenges. It's important nowadays that we have a diverse workforce. There's so many benefits to a diverse workforce, but there are also challenges. And organizations just can't say, oh, I support diversity, I want diversity. They have to have programs and they have to have systems and ways to support these diverse people they're attracting, or they'll leave the organization. So it becomes a challenge, but the benefits just so outweigh the challenges. So the book then talks about a high-performance work system. So what is a high-performance work system? What are we talking about? So that's just a combination of the social system, or the people, and the technology, and the best fit between people and technology. When we have those things working together, the organization is set up to be successful. Okay, so that's a high-performance work system where people are using technology to the best possible way. We also talk about knowledge workers. Who are knowledge workers? Those are important people in the organization, and when we consider different programs or retention strategies, these are the people we really want to be concerned with. These are people that hold institutional knowledge or product knowledge. So people like engineers, HR people, legal people, accounting people. I can think of a lot of people who are knowledge workers, and they're so important because if they leave the organization, they may take that knowledge with them. And they're part of the high-performance work system. So we want to make sure that we're capturing, the knowledge that these people have. Okay, so knowledge workers are important when it comes to retention. Empowerment. Empowerment is an interesting concept. And think about it. Empowerment is giving somebody the authority and the resources to carry out some kind of task on their own. Okay? And think about it. I mean, I'm a person, I love empowerment. I want someone to just say, here's all you need, just go do it, and do it the best you can. But does everybody want empowerment? I mean, think about that when you're in the workplace. Some people may not want empowerment. Not everybody wants to, have that responsibility and do those things. That's one lesson I learned early on. I thought everybody wanted this because I did. But some people don't. Some people are just happy being followers and that sort of thing. So empowerment starts with responsibility and authority. An employee has to be given the responsibility for carrying out a task, but also the authority. They have to be able to have the resources and the authority to get it done. That leads to empowerment. Empowerment's very engaging. It engages people. It gets them going, gets them excited. Wow, I'm going to do this project and that sort of thing. So it creates productivity. We have better customer service. We have lower turnover. So empowerment can be a very powerful concept in an organization. So think about yourself. Do you like to be empowered? Okay, lastly, I want to talk about the psychological contract. And what this refers to, it's not an actual contract you sign. You go to your company and here's your psychological contract. It's something that's just, it's unspoken. And what it is the idea that you go to work for an organization and you have expectations. You expect them to provide you with certain working conditions, certain benefits, certain opportunities. That's all part of your psychological contract. And it's important because if you have these expectations and you go to work somewhere and the expectations don't become a reality, it causes people to become dissatisfied. And becoming dissatisfied will cause people to lower productivity or have more turnover or just some negative effects. And the psychological contract is changing. Back, for instance, when my father was in the workforce, he went to work somewhere for 30 years. He worked at the Jeep Corporation for 30 years. And nowadays, that's not so much of a thing. People tend to move around. But he went there and he said, this is where I am. And it was expected that's where he would stay and they would take care of him. Okay, well, that's kind of changed. And now it's become to the point where employees are responsible for their own kind of development and they have to be prepared for the next challenge. So that's completely changing. Okay, so we tend to nowadays have more jobs, more of that. So we have to make sure that our skills are up to date and we're developed, and the onus is on the employee to do that, no longer really the organization. Okay, so that's the main points in Chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 2 and think about, some of the trends and what's going on and the impact in the workplace. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.